The dreams we chase, the moments we cherish, all of it fades like smoke into the night. Albert Camus knew this truth better than most. He saw a world without inherent meaning, yet he didn't despair. Instead, he taught us to live boldly, love fiercely, and create purpose in a purposeless world. His ideas, challenging, poignant, and timeless, continue to resonate with us today. He believed that in a world devoid of meaning, we are free to create our own. His works, The Stranger, The Myth of Sisyphus, The Plague, and more, reveal a path through the chaos, a way to live with dignity in a world indifferent to our existence. Today, we'll explore 10 profound life lessons from Albert Camus, lessons that will challenge you to think deeply and live authentically. Lesson 1. Embrace the absurd. Life is absurd, Camus declared, but acknowledging the absurdity is the first step to freedom. The absurdity of life, this idea that we search for meaning in a universe that offers none, may seem like a grim reality, but Camus saw something else. He saw liberation. The myth of Sisyphus teaches us that life, though seemingly futile, is an opportunity for rebellion. Sisyphus, condemned to roll a boulder up a hill for eternity, represents our own daily struggles, knowing that our work is never complete, that the universe will never deliver the answers we want. Yet, it is in this endless cycle that we find freedom. For Camus, the struggle itself toward the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. He urges us to embrace the absurd, not as a burden, but as a challenge to find meaning in the very act of striving, even when the outcome is uncertain. Lesson 2. Create your own meaning. Camus taught that life doesn't come pre-packaged with meaning. Instead, it's up to us to create it. He recognized that the universe might be indifferent, but that didn't mean we had to be. The freedom to create meaning from our experiences is a power we all possess. Just as Sisyphus is free in his eternal struggle, we too are free to determine the significance of our lives. This doesn't mean crafting elaborate stories or searching for some grand cosmic truth. It means taking ownership of our actions, our choices, and our passions. Life has no meaning, Camus said, but that doesn't mean it's meaningless. The meaning we create is what sustains us, what pushes us forward. It's up to us to shape our purpose, no matter how fleeting it may seem in the face of the vast, indifferent universe. Lesson 3. Live in the present. Camus' philosophy is rooted in the present moment. Real generosity toward the future consists in giving all to the present, he wrote. So often, we get caught in chasing dreams, worrying about the future, or clinging to the past. But for Camus, real freedom comes from letting go of those distractions and simply being. His protagonist in The Stranger, Misault, lives a life detached from traditional ideas of success or happiness. He lives in the now, experiencing life without the burden of expectation or pretense. While his indifference can seem cold, Camus shows us that there is a certain power in simply accepting the present as it is. The present is all we truly have, and by embracing it, we reclaim control over our own lives. Stop delaying joy. Take a walk without your phone, or watch the sunrise without worrying about tomorrow's tasks. Acknowledge your thoughts without letting them dominate your experience. While Buddhist philosophy advocates detachment from desires to live in the moment, Camus' approach is less about detachment and more about acceptance. You don't deny your emotions. You acknowledge them without letting them control you. Lesson 4. Don't make happiness a distant goal. Camus warned against turning happiness into a distant ideal. So often, we make happiness contingent on something we haven't yet achieved: success, wealth, fame, recognition. We think, I'll be happy when, but Camus understood that this pursuit of future happiness is a trap. Instead of waiting for some perfect moment, we should focus on the simple, fleeting joys of life. You will never be happy if you continue to search for what happiness consists of, he wrote. Happiness, for Camus, isn't something to be obtained. It's something to be found in the here and now. It's in the laughter of a friend, the warmth of the sun on your face, the quiet moments of reflection. Don't defer joy. Embrace it when it comes, in whatever form it takes. Lesson 5. Be a rebel, not a victim. Camus saw rebellion not as an act of destruction, but as an assertion of individuality in the face of oppression. To rebel against the absurd is to affirm our existence. I rebel, therefore I exist, Camus famously declared. Rebellion, for him, was about rejecting resignation and claiming our dignity. It was about refusing to be a passive participant in life's struggles, but instead taking an active stance, even if that stance was one of quiet defiance. In The Rebel, Camus explores the ways in which individuals and societies rise up against forces that seek to subjugate them. But rebellion isn't just about grand political movements. It's about choosing to act with integrity, to live authentically, and to resist the forces that seek to diminish our humanity. Lesson 6. Choose love over cynicism. Camus acknowledged the despair that often accompanies the recognition of life's absurdity. There is no love of life without despair of life, he wrote, highlighting the paradox that life's beauty exists alongside its inevitable suffering. But Camus didn't see this as a reason to retreat into cynicism. He saw it as a call to love, not out of blind hope, but as a conscious choice to affirm life despite its hardships. In The Plague, Dr. Ruse chooses love over despair, fighting against an invisible enemy not for fame or reward, but for the simple, powerful reason that life, no matter how fragile, is worth fighting for. Love, for Camus, is an act of rebellion against the indifference of the universe. It's a refusal to surrender to nihilism and instead choose connection, compassion, and meaning. Lesson 7. Find beauty in chaos. For Camus, beauty didn't lie in perfection. It existed in the imperfections, the cracks, the fleeting moments of grace amidst the chaos. Beauty is unbearable, he said, driving us to despair or a higher form of consciousness. In the face of life's inherent disorder, there is beauty to be found, not in some grand cosmic order, but in the way we experience life's rawness. The scars, the flaws, the uncertainty, these are all part of what makes life beautiful. In the chaos of existence, we find the things that truly matter: connection, love, and the ability to create our own meaning. Lesson 8. Spend time with yourself. Camus understood the importance of solitude, not as a retreat from the world, but as a necessary space for reflection. In order to understand the world, one has to turn away from it on occasion. By stepping away from the noise of the world, we can hear our own thoughts, rediscover our true desires, and gain clarity about what we truly want from life. Whether through writing, contemplation, or simply sitting in silence, time alone is a space for self-discovery, a chance to reconnect with the person we are outside of the expectations and distractions of others. Lesson 9. Be flexible and adaptable. Camus' life and work were defined by adaptability. In the face of war, occupation, and personal loss, he remained flexible, never rigid in his convictions. Man is the only creature who refuses to be what he is, he noted. And in this refusal, we often trap ourselves in roles and identities that limit us. Flexibility means being willing to change, to grow, and to evolve. It means embracing the unknown and accepting that life is constantly shifting. Adaptability is a skill that can help us navigate the chaos of the world, not by clinging to certainty, but by remaining open to whatever comes. Lesson 10. Celebrate life, even in its absurdity. Finally, Camus' greatest lesson is one of celebration. In a world that offers no inherent meaning, we have the power to create our own. In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer, he said. Despite all the pain, all the absurdity, there is life, there is beauty, there is joy. We may not have control over the world, but we have control over how we experience it. Celebrate the miracle of existence, not because it's perfect, but because it's fleeting, unpredictable, and uniquely ours. Camus didn't offer us easy answers, but he offered us a way to live with integrity, purpose, and joy in a world that makes no promises. His lessons aren't just philosophy, They're a guide to living fully in defiance of the absurd. So, what will you do with your freedom? Will you embrace the absurd? Will you create meaning in your life? The choice is yours. If this video made you think, inspired you, or helped you see life in a new way, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you want to explore more profound ideas like these, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's continue this journey together. Leave your thoughts in the comments. What's your biggest takeaway from Camus' philosophy? We'd love to hear from you.